to get down to that point where we've got mothers screaming out because their son has killed himself, that's an absolute crime.
We want a royal commission into military veteran suicide. Nothing less, nothing more.
These people who are saying no to a royal commission just don't get it. They don't get it.
I'm here at the Veteran Advocacy Centre in Victoria. This is where some of the original voices campaigning for a Royal Commission into veteran suicide started. I'm here to talk to some of those leading voices to hear their reactions on the news this week that Parliament voted for the idea that they originally campaigned for. But more importantly, they've got a rally set for next month, April 24th, 11 o'clock outside State Parliament to call for this Royal Commission. So the question is, what's going to happen if they get it? Just before I go in and speak to these absolute heroes about what's going on, I want to just tell you about something, because you've obviously heard, or I imagine you've heard about the fact that YouTube is trying to wipe Rebel News off. They've already demonetised us, and probably in the next couple of months we'll be gone. But Ezra has a 3-step plan to fight back. You need to go to afteryoutube.com to see what we're doing and to make sure that news like this story isn't lost.
We started off in Canberra nailing 242 crosses in the front of Parliament House with speakers out there, one of them being Jackie Lambie, always been behind us, which has been fantastic. 242. That was back in 2015. Now the numbers, by our calculations, which are different than government, are heading up towards 800. So that's deaths since 2000. 800 veterans. The numbers are just shocking.
Most people watching what's happened this week, including myself, will look at the events of what went down in Parliament, and we would think a Royal Commission is happening. Is it not?
I believe it's going to be delayed, and it may even be delayed up to 12 months. I've lost many of friends by suicide, very close friends, and I'm over it, mate. We want a Royal Commission. I did 22 years in the Army, multiple deployments overseas. Mate, we want what's fair and just.
Josh Frydenberg walk into a room of his so-called experts and say the Prime Minister finds the idea of a Royal Commission unpalatable. Come up with something. Well, put a room of idiots together and they get a rolling commissioner.
The day before Anzac Day, we're going to have a rally at the steps of Parliament House in Victoria on Spring Street.
At the moment, they're appointed Brigadier Boss as this commissioner who's going to do a rolling commission. This would be like the banking institution going, we're not going to have a royal commission. What we're going to do is we're going to do a rolling commissioner, and we're going to have someone who's worked in the legal department in the banks for X amount of years, and that person is the one that's going to do the rolling commissioner. She's friends with the Department of Veteran Affairs, Liz Cosson. She's friends with the Minister of Defence. She's friends with everyone. This thing has just got corruption written all over it. And the veterans, we're pretty serious people. We're very genuine parts of the community. But we're not here to be stood on by a bureaucratic system of cover-up. And that's all that's been proposed.
If we are fortunate to have the Royal Commission granted to us, that'd be great. The rally will still go ahead, and that'll be a case where we are there to remember those, sadly, who we've lost, and we've lost too many. One is too many. Over 700 is way too many.
24th of April at 11 o'clock. We will be there regardless. Hopefully we are there because we have the Royal Commission, and we will be doing a respectful vigil to those veterans who have taken their lives, and give the chance for the mothers and fathers, families, friends, wives and children to come along and actually pay our respect to this group as a group. So I would love to hold a vigil. That was what I would love to hold. But I've just got the feeling it's going to be a rally.
And the rally's calling for that Royal Commission.
100%. We want that Royal Commission.
Government, get off your arse, do your job, do what's right.
I've represented 2,000 to 3,000 veterans through this system, and what I hate is I'm actually losing count of the suicide attempts. I'm actually starting to lose count of those of my veterans that have suicided while they've been going through the process. And I've lost count of the linkages to what's been going on with government, which has actually caused this, delays in processing, denigrating service in court. It's just been absolutely disgusting. So for me, this has all become personal to me, because my job is to look after veterans. I want to do it. I want to work with everyone to make sure it happens, but I'm being stonewalled at every point. And look, that was why I jumped on this thing. I had to jump on it. It's very passionate for me.
You know what gets me? There was a young boy in Darwin a few years ago. They put a spit mask on him because he kept spitting at the correction officers. The next day, they organised a royal commission overnight. Overnight. We have been fighting for this for 7 years. 7 years. Yet they can call a royal commission. Nothing wrong with the young, I don't mean no offence to the young lad, but they called a royal commission overnight. Yet we've been fighting for ours for 7 years. And these are for people who have put on a uniform, carried a weapon, gone off to war to protect this country. Politicians, when you leave, they're all smiles, shake your hands, saying we'll look after you. As soon as you come back, get off the boat, off the plane, who are you? No, no more. Give us our Royal Commission. That's all I say.
At the end of the Royal Commission, what would you want to see happen?
We've got a whole heap of obvious ones which the government could fix now. They could turn around and staff DVA properly. The DVA staff, they want to do the right thing. They don't have the numbers or the capability to do it because they're understaffed. We want DVA fixed. We're covered under 3 legislations of different Compensation Act, which is combined with a 4th one, and no one understands it except for the advocates working outside of the system. We want all that simplified. That needs to be simplified. We want the ability to be able to go to a doctor and not have him turn us away because the schedule says that we don't cover that, we don't pay that much, so you see this doctor. We want that fixed up. We want things which were taken away from us, like the Repat Hospital. Back when I first started, back in the early 2000s, if a veteran was everything was breaking down with him, he could just front up. He didn't even have to take a toothbrush. He could self-refer, go to the psychiatric ward, be admitted in, and be treated straight away. We have 3 to 4 month waits if we're lucky, and now we can't actually use Ward 17, which was state-based, state-owned. We're actually engaging now into the private sector because that's the only way we can get assistance for these guys. So we've got that happening. We've got veterans which are self-medicating, drug addicted and so forth. We're dealing with them on a regular basis. We need to be able to get these guys in, get them detoxed, look after them and treat them like the heroes they were. Not the people they've become because of their service, not the people they've become because of their psychiatric issues, not the people they've come because of their family breakdowns, not the people they've come because they broke the law because of their post-traumatic stress disorder because they weren't fitting in. We need to get these guys back on track and doing the right thing. We're not advocating for a free handout. We want veterans. We want them back in work. We want them at the best they can be. We don't want them standing in court using PTSD as a reason they committed a crime. It's not the reason they committed a crime. The reason they committed a crime is because we let them down too long ago. That's what we need to fix. That's what this Royal Commission is about.
Now, your shirt's pretty good.
I like yours, but yours don't come extra fat.
So that people can get this one at rebelstore.com.au, which helps the work we do.
Yep.
Can people get yours online to support the work you guys do?
They can, multiple sizes. We've got a new one coming out. It's going to have an Australian flag on the side. They're available from the Aussie Veterans Coffee Co. So get on board, buy a shirt. They look fantastic.
What I got from that whole thing is that we need to put Aussie flags on the Rebel T-shirts.
Hey, that'd be good. I'll even buy one. I've already ordered one, but I'll get a new one if you do that.
Did you hear that, Ezra? If you support these heroes, these people that are fighting for what is just right, then like, comment and share this story far and wide, because the mainstream media are not giving them the time that they deserve, that they earned for, that they fought for us for. Then, if you want to look as good as I do right now, make sure to head over to rebelstore.com.au and get yourself some of the new epic merch and support your favourite news channel.